When I think about aging gracefully, I often picture a quiet morning where the world feels just a little softer. Maybe it's the sound of birds outside the window, or the steam rising from a warm cup of coffee. Imagine yourself sitting in your favorite chair, wrapped in the comfort of a life filled with stories, challenges, and victories. You glance around the room and see photos on the wall, each one holding a memory of laughter, love, and lessons learned. In that moment, you realize something powerful. Life after 60 isn't about slowing down. It's about savoring more deeply, living more intentionally, and finding new ways to stay happy. That's what we're talking about today. Aging gracefully is not about pretending to be younger than you are, and it's certainly not about denying the passage of time. It's about embracing each year as a gift and learning how to make those years full of joy, purpose, and connection. Many people wonder what the secret is to staying happy after 60. The truth is, there isn't just one secret. There are many small habits and perspectives that, when woven together, create a life that feels rich and deeply satisfying. Today I'd love to share 7 of them with you. The first secret is gratitude. It might sound simple, but gratitude is like a daily vitamin for the soul. Think of the mornings when you wake up and immediately focus on what hurts, what worries you, or what's missing. That energy weighs you down. Now picture starting the day by noticing what's good. The warmth of your blanket, the smile of someone you love, even the fact that you've made it to another sunrise. I once met a woman named Carol who kept a little notebook by her bed. Every night she wrote down 3 things she was grateful for. They weren't grand achievements, just small blessings. Her daughter's phone call, a delicious dinner, or the way the sunset painted the sky. Over time, she said, it transformed how she looked at life. Gratitude shifts our focus from what's gone to what still remains, and it helps us see that happiness isn't about what we lack, but about what we choose to notice. The second secret is keeping the body moving. Now, before you imagine hours at the gym or heavy workouts, let me reassure you. Aging gracefully isn't about pushing yourself like you did at 20. It's about staying active in ways that bring joy. A neighbor of mine, Tom, takes daily walks around his block. He says it's not just about exercise, but about greeting the people he passes, noticing the trees changing with the seasons, and breathing fresh air. Another friend joined a gentle yoga class and said she hadn't felt this flexible in years. Movement doesn't just keep the body strong, it also keeps the mind clear and the heart light. Science shows us that regular activity helps maintain balance, reduces aches, and even boosts mood. If you haven't found a way to enjoy moving yet, try something simple. Dance in your kitchen. Stretch when you wake up. Take a walk after dinner. These small choices add up to a big difference in how you feel each day. The third secret is nurturing connections. After 60, life can sometimes feel quieter, especially if children are grown, careers are winding down, or friends move away. But happiness thrives in connection. We all need someone to share a laugh with, someone who understands when we've had a hard day, or someone to sit with in comfortable silence. I think of my uncle who started a weekly breakfast group with a few retired friends. They meet at the same diner every Thursday, and he says it's the highlight of his week. Those simple gatherings remind him that life is richer when shared. Staying connected doesn't always mean big gatherings. It can be as simple as calling a friend, writing a note, or inviting a neighbor for coffee. Loneliness can creep in quietly, but connection is the antidote. So reach out, even if it's just a quick hello. The joy it brings is worth it. The fourth secret is finding purpose. Happiness isn't only about relaxation, it's also about feeling useful and needed. After 60, many people step away from careers or roles that once defined them, and it can leave a gap. But purpose doesn't retire. It transforms. My friend Linda, after leaving her job, started volunteering at a local food pantry. She said it gave her a sense of belonging and reminded her that her skills and compassion still mattered. Purpose can come from hobbies, from caring for grandchildren, from sharing wisdom with younger generations, or from exploring new interests you never had time for before. When we engage in something that feels meaningful, it keeps our days vibrant and our spirits high. Aging gracefully means realizing that your story still has new chapters to be written, and they can be some of the most rewarding. The fifth secret is keeping the mind curious. Our brains are like gardens, they need tending to stay alive and colorful. I once knew a man who decided to learn how to paint at age 70. At first, he felt awkward holding a brush, but soon his canvases filled with color and imagination. Another woman I spoke with took up learning Spanish because she wanted to challenge herself and maybe one day travel. Curiosity keeps the mind awake. It could be reading a new kind of book, trying out a recipe you've never cooked, or exploring a museum you've never visited. Every time we stretch our minds, we remind ourselves that growth doesn't stop with age. Staying curious keeps life exciting, and it keeps us feeling young at heart. The sixth secret is practicing acceptance. This one can be harder because it asks us to let go of resistance. Our bodies change. Our pace slows. Loved ones may pass. Acceptance doesn't mean we stop caring. It means we meet life as it is without bitterness. I remember sitting with my grandmother as she talked about aging. She said, "I don't fight the wrinkles, I've earned them. I don't regret the gray hair, because it means I've lived long enough to see my children and grandchildren grow." That perspective stayed with me. Acceptance allows us to stop battling what we cannot control and instead focus on what we can still enjoy. When we make peace with change, we free ourselves to live with greater ease and happiness. The seventh secret is joy in the present moment. Too often we get caught up in memories of the past or worries about the future. But happiness lives in today. Think about the smell of fresh bread baking, or the sound of rain on the roof, or the laughter of someone you love. These are the treasures that make life rich. A neighbor once told me she keeps a list on her refrigerator called Little Joys. On it are simple things like watching the sunset, tending her garden, or sipping tea by the window. Whenever she feels low, she picks one from the list and does it. Joy doesn't have to be grand. It's often tucked into the smallest, everyday moments. By noticing them, we train ourselves to live more fully right now. As you can see, these 7 secrets, gratitude, movement, connection, purpose, curiosity, acceptance, and presence, are not complicated. They are gentle shifts in how we live each day. Together, they create a life that truly feels like aging gracefully. It's about inspiration, yes, but also about practice. When we choose these habits, we're not only adding years to our life, we're adding life to our years. If any of these ideas resonate with you, I invite you to think of someone in your life who might need a little encouragement and share this message with them. Sometimes the smallest act of passing on inspiration can brighten someone's day in ways you may never see. And if you've found your own secrets to staying happy after 60, I'd love to hear about them. Share your thoughts in the comments. This is a conversation, and your wisdom could be the very thing that inspires someone else. As we close, remember this: happiness doesn't belong only to the young. It belongs to every age, and especially to those who have lived long enough to know its value. May you continue to discover joy in the everyday, strength in your body, warmth in your connections, and peace in your heart. If you enjoyed this reflection, I'd be so grateful if you liked, shared, and subscribed. Together, we can remind one another that the journey of aging gracefully is not about growing older. It's about growing richer in spirit.